Hey everyone, Teehashee here, and we're back with some RogueTech. We're here gonna talk about the newly opened star map for a minute. So here we are, we're in the, I would say the mid to deep periphery, and sort of this what would you say, this sort of buffer area between the Magistracy of Canopus down here and the Aurigan Coalition um, as it is at present. Um, and then right up against the Taurian Concordant. So, pretty interesting that the Magistracy is helping us out, but not surprising because you can see that the Aurigan Coalition is right on the Taurian border, and also on the border, celestial border with the Capellan Confederation. Pretty concerning neighbors. Luckily the Taurians are not traditionally this kind of aggressive neighbor, but they are a powerful, well-educated, well-trained, and highly militarized neighbor. Mostly because consider who they fight. They fight either the Capellans or, to a bigger extent, the Federated Sons, which is a serious threat that cannot be ignored. If you know anything about the sort of BattleTech history, BattleTech timeline, the Federated Sons, regardless of how you feel about their politics, should be taken seriously. And then over here, sort of on their own, we have Free Worlds League, House Merrick, um, and the rest is up to the Celestial North and doesn't really take geographically doesn't really take part of the in the game. Terra, Comstar, those guys, they're all up to the north. Lyrian Commonwealth, they're way up here, and then the Draconis Combine, they're over here. And if you want to count them, Free Russelhog Republic, opposite the Capellan Confederation. And um, this is also kind of, I don't know if you could say there ever was a heyday for the Capellans, but for right now, at least, it's not a bad time to be a Capellan this point in BattleTech history. But yeah, we're down here. We're in the middle of nowhere. We're interested in this region of space for now. Um, Interesting that they gave the Taurians sort of Lyran Commonwealth blue instead of their traditional, like maybe red and black, because nothing else is red. Why didn't they give them red? I mean, the Draconis Combine is red, but I mean on this map, nothing else is red. Just like nothing else is blue, because the Lyrans aren't here, so that's why they gave them this. And oh, I could be remembering why that is. It's entirely possible that the Aurigan, the Urano restoration comes in as red. But still, there are other colors like orange. I don't know. They didn't make that play though. The sort of tan border is where we can actually travel, and we're gonna poke around in um, this sort of this sort of star system a little bit and see if there's really anything we can do before before stuff kicks off. If we can gain any kind of strength, if we can make any kind of money, it would be nice to hire some more pilots, do some stuff like that. Um, but we'll see. All right. Oh, I remember suddenly what I was doing. Let's look at contracts to see if there's anything else. It's Dead or Alive we can do on the way. I don't know who we're up against. Fighting pirates, which is fine. We can play with pirates. 2 out of 9, 2 out of 11, 2 out of 9 is probably what we're going for. Big shame that planetary governments don't have a reputation, so like it only doing missions for them only costs you reputation, which hurts my little feels in terms of game design. Uh, it's not like you're doing something for nothing. You still get paid. It's still a job, but you still go, man, like, come on. Like, we're gonna do an assassination mission. Let me earn rep for that valuable salvage. Speaking of assassination missions, in this game, especially compared to uh, MechWarrior 5, assassination missions are pretty big in terms of finding new mechs. The odds of you finding a higher tier, better mech seem to be much better, much more viable in this game compared to MechWarrior 5 because of the way the salvage system works. Like, you may see one chunk of a nice mech, and as long as you got some salvage, you're taking that stuff with you. So it's always worth it to do assassination missions. Where it's not like in MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries, it's not worth doing them. Sure, you can do them, but you can definitely get that mech salvage, like that, whatever, that Cyclops, that awesome. You came in with 38 shares, and it takes 41 to pull that mech off, and you just go, why did I even come here? All right, let's check this. The leopard is too small. Ironic because Glitch totally took out some walls. So we'll do especially since we are doing refits right now. Again, our power of knowing the future, and we can tell that even after we arrive, we're going to be doing refits. So we're going to increase. So lost a little bit of morale. That sucks, but we'll make it up later. And then 3 tech points basically pushed everything up to before we hit Detroit, so it will all be ready by the time we get there. But this traveling stuff is fun. I mean, I'm sure there are players that consider it tedious or boring. Oh, there are other dropships on the FTL drives here. Well, it's not a thing that you ever see in, and there are like 3 different animations for this. In MechWarrior 5, there's one animation, and every time you get there, it's like, oh, here's a Union class dropship, and then our little tiny leopard that's taking up an entire spot. It's funny, right? And a little bit more entertaining. Where in MechWarrior 5, it's just the leopard on the FTL drive, and you just go. I guess we could be the only ones who ever use this ever, but it seems unlikely. Especially when you like hit Terra or some other like some serious planets, you would assume it would be quite busy. All right, broke up that conflict. Not the biggest deal, but looks like we still got a little bit of repairing to do. I'm gonna say not yet. How much? Because our Our mechs are still being worked on. Yeah, we can't even field a full lance, so we're gonna have to just hang tight. Ain't launching any contracts under tonnage. Not when I don't have to. Vindicator's done. We're gonna go ahead and do the extra medical supplies. We need to hit up our barracks and see who needs work. All right. Probably gonna train one more scout in the event that we as in our commander get injured. And then here's glitch. More than anything, the combination between these three buffs, multi-target, bulwark, and coolant vent, are super good. Breaching shot is not bad, right? Especially it's designed to be compared with multi-target, and especially towards later in the game. So when you play along and you build a mech like an awesome, right? 3 PPCs, and you're probably not going to be firing all of them at the same time. You're not going to be alpha striking things. Multi-shot with breaching, or multi-target with breaching shot is great because you can fire a PPC at 2 separate targets and get max damage out of them. And it's hard to say which is better. This is much more niche. Like coolant vent is just great all the time, and this is like you also need a mech that fits the situation that makes it good. But it comes up more than you'd think, and it's definitely not bad. For right now, we've got glitch, and we're probably going to make glitch this type of sniper, where we'll make both Decker and Behemoth a different kind. As we develop our pilots a little bit more, you'll see where I'm coming from. There we go. It's also nice because these are, they're passive. You don't have to think about them. There is a certain other kind of tank that you can build, which I typically build with Behemoth. It's sort of like the heavy scout, or a cavalry build is more accurate, where you have bulwark and then you go up to ace pilot. But again, we're gonna be building around this sort of multi-target core. Oh, and this might annoy people, but as much as I can afford gunnery, I will be buying it first, even if it means waiting. So I'm sorry if that sucks for some people, and they want to see more interesting stuff. Okay. Not for a scout though. He's gonna have to wait. Sure footing is very good. You can do some builds that lend a lot of survivability to your pilots. And it doesn't come from like guts, which you might assume just make them meteor targets, which is fine, but there's other stuff you can do as well. Not getting hit is a great way to survive war, just so you know. Okay, continue just coughing up free money while we wait for our mechs to finish. I think we've got a lance ready. Blackjack, Vindicator, Centurion. has this long range profile, and the spider, I mean, it's going to be 30 days before the Kintaro, another 16 for the Shadowhawk. Also, don't really want to keep you guys waiting. I would wait, just to be honest, because I don't really care. I know we're going to make the money back. I could also skip it through the magic of editing, but we're just going to go to work. How about that? Then I don't have to edit, and you guys don't have to wait. Okay, let's put our boy in. Let's take Medusa out. Medusa is going to be our auxiliary. These guys are both ready and looking solid. Probably going to switch Behemoth into the Vindicator. Put Decker in the Blackjack because it's frail. But we say that, so what do we got here? 840 on the Centurion, 760. Yeah, even then the Centurion has more armor and can take more hits. Okay, I think we're getting close. Gonna go fight in the Highlands. We've maintained most of our jump capability. Interesting thing about this game is you can make most, if not all, mechs jump capable. They all have jump jet hardpoints. Not true in MechWarrior 5, which is truer to the game, to be fair. In MechWarrior 5, only certain mechs can jump, but it is a shame because you are much less incentivized to field a fully jump capable lance. The NPCs can't jump where you tell them to. They can't really figure that stuff out, which is interesting because their AI is sophisticated enough. Like if you go down a steep cliff, they will try and navigate it, and if they can't figure it out, they'll go around. And that's all. That's all pretty cool that they do that. But in this one, it's like having a fully jump capable lance actually has serious advantages and makes sense. So what do we got? It's a Griffin. Okay, so the funny thing about the Griffin is that no one cares, but we'll pretend like we do. We also know that he's got a support lance, and they're kind of on this bluff over here. And if we do good scouting, we can start fighting them early. We'll just keep work on climbing the hill with the Centurion. We've got our short range profile. So what we're looking at is like a short range mech for the Vindicator and 2 long range sniper style mechs and the Blackjack and the Centurion. So this is pretty good. It is cool to be able to move like that. We got a mech and a vehicle. Scouting is also fun, or I consider it fun, because it's a sort of high risk, high reward gameplay, and you find it that way in places you might not really expect. And you find, when we get the Jenner, you find that your scout mechs rack up way more kills than you might initially expect, mostly because people don't look at them, right? People are looking at primary threats. Okay. Let's see what we're up against. I'm just going to reserve. We've got so much evasion. Look at that. That's beautiful. just reserve again. Vehicles usually have a heavy or assault level initiative, for better and for worse. Sometimes it makes them hard to play around. There he goes. Yeah, that was assault level. So I've got line of sight on both of them, so we're going to go ahead and just make this jump. Come in on the flank, and mostly we're just going to see what we're up against. Got a striker, we're going to shoot him in the butt, and a locust. It's tempting to shoot at the striker. I mean, he would probably die. He's also damaged, but the locust has a lot of evasion stacked. We're going to take our shot just because we don't have the heat yet, and this is a good time to take it. I barely made any difference, and everyone is laughing. That's fine. You guys laugh. Okay, so we're gonna sprint. We'll talk about the Vindicator, but I'm a recent convert to the Church of Vindicator. Capellan mech. Capellans make okay, just to clarify, I was about to say Capellans make good mechs, but what I would say for sure is Capellans make mechs. And that might sound funny, but the other houses, except for maybe the Cretans, they don't make mechs. They just use like established technology that's been around forever. And just as I said it there, like sometimes the risk pays off and sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, the Capellans, they make mechs. I think we'll turn the autocannon 5 off. Mostly because the laser doesn't cost anything if you miss with it, and the LRM-10 has a better chance of hitting because it's an LRM. And we got a pretty decent hit in there. So we've got range for days. I think we'll shoot at the Narc, because again, you can all laugh again if it fails, but it should die. Well, everyone laugh, because it didn't die. I'll kill it with a scout mech by stepping on it instead of shooting it like a man. There. This is why the Locust, if we ever get one, the Locust with the machine guns is quite a bit better than the one with 2 medium lasers, mostly because it also complements its heat profile, but the idea that you can take advantage of the melee attacks to a bigger extent is a huge advantage for scout mechs. So this is probably death. We're gonna see. You know, there have been lots of opportunities to laugh at me so far, but this is probably death. Very close. Didn't kill it outright. We're gonna kill it this turn, but she, just to sort of showcase what kind of build or what kind of power a build like that can bring to bear. Well, these guys are closing. I mean, that's fine, because by the time they get here, we should be ready to fight them. You see that nice wide arc, that sort of damage profile that is so good. That's what we're looking for in the mechs we build. Yeah. So this thing is gonna die. It just doesn't matter. We might as well shoot at the center torso because it's dead. It's history. I probably could have shot just missiles at it, but it didn't matter heat-wise, so... So that was only half of the supporting pirate forces, which is curious. Because it means there are more units, maybe? I like the system where it like, yeah, see here, it like lets you jump up on stuff, and you don't really have to worry about your actual piloting skill. Not to say that, um, oh, this is actually a decent build of Griffin, the 1S, LRM5, large laser, 2 medium lasers. It's much better than like the PPC, um, LRM combo. It's a Firestarter as well. Where is he? Anyone know? We're taking callers. Oh, he's down here. We'll probably double down and try and kill our assassination target. I mean, the Firestarter's a great flanker, and he's in position to flank. Hard to say. Seems like the smart thing would be to turn around. We also have the high ground. Obi-Wan Kenobi says turn around and shoot at him. Moving into a position of relative safety. Also decent argument for shooting at the Firestarter. I'll reserve again and just see what happens. We haven't taken any damage. That's a galleon. Probably don't have any other reason to reserve. So what I'd like to do is, I mean, we could just run down there and we don't even have to jump. That gives me the shot. Everyone can laugh when we miss again. I mean, it's the commander. He misses. Ooh, get destroyed. Okay. So we're going to about phase. Probably the Vindicator is already warm, so like jumping down on that Firestarter is probably not the best idea. So we're going to do something like this, and I think we'll confine our opening shot just to the SRM-6. All missiles in this game are homing, unlike MechWarrior 5, where you have to really work to aim your SRMs. Initially, all unskilled players. Sorry, this isn't a dig. It's just how it is. All unskilled players I've noticed in MechWarrior 5, including myself when I started playing, really did not like SRMs. It just seemed like a waste of space, high heat cost, low damage. SRMs are amazing, just for you listeners and learners out there. You just again, it sounds like a dig. It's not. You just need to learn how to shoot them. And it's also not hard. Like, you literally walk up to the thing you want to erase from existence, you push the button, and it will be erased because of how much damage SRMs do. Even SRM2s, it's not like this game at all. It's a whole different thing. Okay, we're hopping around, so we'll turn our lasers off. Getting some shots in. He's got a very short range profile. And he's basically, in this game, flamers take ammo, I'm pretty sure. So he's basically piloting a bomb. We can build 2 evasion walking down this hill. Or we can park in the trees and make him run further. I'm pretty sure this is, yeah, still within, like, look at how nice that arc is. And we'll shoot all the shots. We also have high morale, so we're gonna spend our points on it. Pretty solid hit. Nothing too fancy, nothing worth showing off for. I think we're gonna take our shot now, mostly because we're dealing solid damage. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Sorry, just trying to figure out the limits of my evasion and my jump and all of that stuff, because there's no real reason, unless for positioning, no real reason to jump further if you're not getting more evasion. It just heats you up. And who knows, maybe this fire starter will come heat us up here in a second. There he goes. What's his play? Alpha Strike the Centurion. I mean, it was a play. Too bad I built the Centurion and it's not a regular Centurion and therefore awful. It's a shame we don't have our melee Shadowhawk to punish that play, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter, because we've got our brand new Vindicator. It's a good build, and it's gonna make this guy hurt. It's probably fine. Yeah, you can really do a lot to reduce your damage in this game. And he's not, he's being a massive coward. He's not capitalizing at all. He's not doing anything to help his allies. Just gonna turn this around. See, jump jets are great when you can, like, jump and rotate and do those plays. My gripes about the MechWarrior 5 jump jets will probably be well documented by the end of this series. But they do suck. They're not fun to use. They don't gain you altitude, which is a huge problem. Like, when you watch the arcs of the jumps of these mechs, they get very high before they come down. And the jump jets in MechWarrior 5 bizarrely propel you forwards. And it's like, I'm a walking machine. I have legs. Like, going forwards is kind of my thing. Walking into enemy fire and dying, that's my special skill. That's my one talent. So I don't need jump jets to do that for me. What I need is altitude and maneuverability and course correction, and it doesn't give you any of that stuff. You have almost no air control. And and it doesn't even feel that great to use them. I And I know there's someone out there going, but why did you just not upgrade your jump jets? Or do you not put upgrades for jump jets on your build? And it's like, of course, like, if I have a jump capable mech, I literally double down on jump jets. Um, we dodged him. He's going to spit fire at us. There's a little payoff. I'm just going to reserve for a turn because I'm probably going to hit him back. Melee attacks are a great thing to commit to if you're high on hit. Why would you shoot at the spider? Like, look at that. What are you going to do? What are you going to do, sir? What is your plan? I guess I can't walk around him. My only option is to box with him, which is fine. We'll box with him. Oh, he dodged too. Wow, we got like serious kung fu going on here. I didn't really plan around that, I'll be honest. I was planning on big hits. But that's okay. Because we have big hits in store for you, my friend. Might sound silly, but we probably have a 5%. No, not. That's like late game. When your skill is high, you might get 5% on the head. It doesn't matter though, because I'm going to have him shoot at the head. We might grab a fire starter down the road. Again, it starts you with almost a full lance, and you can see just with that luck with the Kintaro and everything else, you can see we're basically in business for heavy mechs, or sorry, for medium mechs. So I don't know how much fielding of light mechs is going to happen, except for dedicated scout mechs, of which the fire starter isn't even that bad, a dedicated scout mech, so it could happen. We're going to see if we can at least be carbon neutral. Sorry. Try not to add any more heat so that I can engage in combat. The music of this game is quite a bit better than MechWarrior 5's as well. Not to say that the music of MechWarrior 5 is bad. It's not really bad, but this is a lot more like period, if that makes sense. Like you're in like space Mongolia or space Europe from the Middle Ages, so it definitely sounds much more fitting to have some nice stringed instruments. Ooh, an Alpha Strike. Very impressive. He came to play. Yeah, Glitch felt it. But she's not gonna be the only one. So it looks like we're gonna have a good opportunity to eat out this side of the mech. I mean, they haven't shot at the spider at all, which I know doesn't mean much, but it kind of means something. No point in sensor locking when they only have one evasion. You might as well take the shot. Even when they have two evasion, you don't lose that much by not sensor locking and taking the shot anyway if you can. So wipe that evasion off. Gonna be a little bit out of his range profile. But it is going to be an alpha strike, so I think I will also precision strike as well. Go for a leg, see if we can't take that Griffin off the field. I'm pretty sure we only have 2 salvage for this mission, so we're not going to be too careful with the Griffin, but I still want to practice safe mech piloting, kids. Practice that shit. I also like the headcanon, like, if I'm fighting in a place where I can also hire pilots, I like the idea of, like, oh, the pilot survived, and instead of you immediately walking up and shooting him in the face and taking his mech, you might actually hire that person. Especially if the mech pilot does well. I mean, this is an assassination, so this guy's toast. But I've definitely had missions where, like, someone will, like, throw their fire starter at my entire lands and get some, like, overheats and make me think about how to play properly around that mech and stuff like that. And you go, yeah, that person deserves a commendation, you know? That person doesn't deserve to die. They fought well. We're actually okay on heat. We're probably going to want to save it for the next round, though. So we'll do that. Okay, your turn. Again, they're not shooting at the spider. Probably won't shoot at the spider this round, no matter what I do. Seems most likely that the shot's gonna come for the Centurion. And I can't really build any evasion if I walk that way. I can if I walk this way, which is kind of whatever, because it's not, the shot profile on the mech isn't that great. See, we're staring, it seems, right at the mech. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I guess we have precision strike. Why not? Glitch is a good shot. Yeah, nice shooting glitch. I know I said we weren't going to be too careful, but that was also a big lie. Well, okay. So here's what we could do. This is my thought process. We could wait until he stands up and knock him back down and kill him. Kill the pilot. It's an assassination anyway. It's what we're here to do. Or we could try and leg him and start shooting at the other legs. This is increasing the chance that we'll hit the center torso and he'll die and we'll get less salvage. So that's my thought process. Feel free to disagree with me, but we're going to let him stand his ass back up and knock his ass back down. I think he's got jump jets, so he's still got plays. No, he's going to limp around. Okay. Speed that up. And he shot at the spider. Exactly what we wanted, somewhat strangely. Alright, now we're going to be in the process of knocking his ass back over. A rear armor attack. It doesn't really make any difference. Only difference it makes is it moves the mech out of the line of sight of the other mechs. Alright, how tipsy are you? Not even that tipsy. Just continue this advance. Not really an advance. We're going to move laterally to him. Turn one of those medium lasers off. You see why I took one of the medium lasers, because we're on a heat neutral planet, and one of those medium lasers would just be off all the time. And many times you're not even on a heat neutral planet. Many times you're just like, you know, it's hot here. I can't shoot any of my guns ever. just gonna keep on that side of the mech. That torso is suffering. We have the heat. We're just gonna let him have it. Alright, we're gonna give him a little punch. I'm gonna try and keep from falling over. No, he's gonna take a shot. He's gonna get damage in too. Yeah, I see that. Feeling like he's more desperate than brave at this point, making plays like that. Because he had a chance to be brave. He or they, probably should say they could have come and helped their allies, and they definitely didn't. Go for this other knockdown. There's still some life in that center torso. Unsteady. Duh. Disappointingly, that wasn't enough to kill our target. Which means it's probably curtains for him and his mech. Unless we could, like, YOLO hit the head somehow. If I had to guess, I bet all these shots are going right into the center torso, though. And I promised we weren't going to be that careful, so, and we're not. We're done with this guy. Yep. Pilot incapacitated. Okay. Reason why I didn't die is usually the pilots are of assassination targets are of a higher rank and thus have more health. And you can kind of see by the results. But whatever. Alright, Yang was kind enough to complain about a mech being damaged. So we'll just repair it. Another interesting thing about the differences between the two games is this game really punishes you for sitting. In MechWarrior 5, not so much. Like, you need to wait 180 days for upgrades on your. I mean, one of the issues of that game is it takes way too long to get stuff done, even if you're sitting at an industrial zone. Where in this game, it's not. Where is this for? Let's look at the star map for a second. Where in this game, it's like if you sit for a month, you're just hemorrhaging money. Where if you keep working, even if it means flying around, that's fine. Where in MechWarrior 5, sitting for a month is absolutely nothing, and it's actually quite a fly around and keep alternating your mechs, updating your mechs, changing your mechs, which is sad and annoying because in that game you get fewer lances, so it's like it hurts your experimentation. It's hard to switch mechs out. It's expensive to switch mechs out, and it takes a ton of time. In this game, it doesn't punish you as much. The thing that it punishes you for is sitting on one planet for a long time. So to avoid doing that, I mean, it would be nice to do this one man's art mission, and it's for the Free Worlds League, who, we're alright with. Let's look at exactly how much repair time we're looking at. Centurion needs 31 days to repair. It's true that our mech repairing capacity also changes in this game, so it takes, especially in the Leopard, takes a very long time to repair mechs. I think we're gonna star map it. This is a capture base mission. Skull and a half makes me nervous. It's also only a 17-day trip, and we would probably want to field a full medium lance for that. Or that's 32 days. I guess let's head that way. I think there are other missions there too. So it becomes much more viable to stay on a planet because you can actually repair things quickly once you have like the Argo and upgrade its systems. Where in MechWarrior 5, it's always the same way. Like, even though you literally play the game over the span of like 25 years or something like that, uh, your technology on the Leopard, even though it's like, oh, we rediscovered double heat sinks, we're building new mechs, like we're building the Raven, we're building new variants of mech X, Y, and Z. You still have to sit on your damn Leopard and use the exact same technology, where it's like you get on the Argo and it's like, oh, we discovered Star League era automated mech repair systems. All we have to do is learn and get them working again, and when you do, it's great. This game really does do a lot more to make your ship feel like home, and like that's the base for your company. Where it's like in MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries, you can literally pilot a Leopard for 25 years and reach legendary status or mythical status. And it's like, do people really talk about that mythical mercenary crew that did everything in a Leopard? I'm not so sure. Okay, we're just gonna keep doing this. All of our mechs are fixed because we gave it a solid month. Yay. Right in time to arrive on Weldry. and I think it is on Weldry, where we will pick it up next time. Let's look before I turn you guys loose. Let's look at our mech bay. We talked about the Blackjack. We talked about the Shadowhawk. We can talk about the Centurion, the Kintaro. We've spoken about the Spider quite a bit. We didn't do really a Spider episode, but or we can talk about the Vindicator. The Vindicator we've switched around and we've played with a little bit. We've also had it for longer than either the Kintaro or the Centurion, so we'll probably do the Vindicator next time. All right, guys. Thanks for listening in.